Now, the president's diagnosis obviously caused concern here, but also around the world. Audrey joins us now with the reaction from other world leaders. Audrey.
Good morning, Barry. Yeah, President Trump is now among a growing list of world leaders who have battled the virus, many of them now sending him well wishes.
I'm sure that President Trump is going to be fine. He's got the best possible care.
That's British Prime Minister Boris Johnson with an upbeat message for the president. The 56-year-old Johnson caught coronavirus himself back in March and nearly died. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and his wife are also sending similar messages. Sophie Trudeau came down with the virus in mid-March. Another leader who caught the virus was Brazil's President Jair Bolsonaro. He scorned masks and called people self-isolating cowards. Bolsonaro got COVID in July. He was back at work, though, in a couple of weeks. The Prime Minister of Israel, Germany's Chancellor, and many other world leaders have also wished the president a speedy recovery. They're also using his diagnosis, however, as a chance to double down on wearing masks, washing hands, and other precautions to stay safe. Barry?